Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking a bit about my writing, how I developed my writing portfolio as a high school student, and a program that I recently got into and how I did that, and the fact that I'm going to be going to England this summer. So if you're interested in any of that, if you're a high school student like me, or if you're just curious like, hey, how do you do that? Then this is the video for you. Without further ado, let's just get right on into it. So, first off, just a disclaimer before I start going off. I look really pale and I have a new camera, and I was saying this in the last video, but I don't know how to work the settings. So in the viewfinder I look pale. Sometimes it shows up fine on video, but I guess we'll see. So, yeah. Anyway, so writing. I have always been a reader. I started writing when I was, oh God, I think my first book that I wrote was with one of my really close friends called Charcoal's Adventures, about a penguin. And basically what would happen is when I was younger and I would get into reading, I would then start rewriting because I would be like, the plot of this is bad. I can write it better because I'm so stubborn. So I would do that. I would do fanfic. I had a whole Harry Potter fanfic, like my last video. If you want to watch that for some Harry Potter content, I'll link it above. But yeah, so that's just a little bit of my writing background. And so how I personally develop and evolve as a writer, I'll talk a little bit about later, but first I want to talk about how and this program that I got into over the summer. So the program is through Putney, and it is a creative writing program at Oxford, and you get to choose a major and a minor. So my major is creative writing. If you haven't guessed already, I want to be an author one day. I'm going to be an author, so my major I chose was creative writing, and then my minor was journalism because I'm actually a part of the school paper and have been ever since I joined high school, because I was like, hey, writing, cool. So those are my majors and minors, and I'm going to be going to England for 2 weeks over the summer. If you know me, huge deal. I'll put a picture on the screen, something I posted on my personal Instagram about it, that was a picture of this painting that I have in my room of London. And ever since I was 6, I've been obsessed. England is just been calling me. I can't even explain it. I really can't. It's just something I've always wanted to do. So then when I figured out this program, I was like, hey, this combines literally everything I want to do. This is perfect. And so my mom sent it to me, and she was like, just apply. Because I was trying to figure out what, I wanted to do something over the summer. I was either going to apply to the Iowa Creative Writing camp, that's pretty renowned, or I was gonna do some other athletic camp over the summer. So those were my choices. And so she found this and was like, apply, we'll see what happens. We don't even know if you're gonna get in, because this is obviously a big deal. So I was like, okay, I'll apply. And we're just kind of treating it by ear. If I got in, I'd be good to, if I even got in, then we would discuss how that happened, but we didn't even know if I was going to. So yeah, so I'm looking at my application right now. So part of your application is you have to put down your credentials, clubs, stuff you're involved in, your resume. It would be helpful to have a resume beforehand, because then you can just insert all these activities into the about you section, I guess is what it was. And so I was able to put down all my writing clubs in my school, all the stuff I'm a part of and things like that. And then you put down a tuition deposit, which you get back if you don't get into your program, your first choice. If you don't get into your first choice, you get it back. So you do that, and then this is where you actually start filling out the application, because the first steps are I don't think they really check that stuff out that much, but I still tried to fill them out very thoroughly. So first, applicant statement. So I'm looking at it right now. Well, no, actually, first you got to sign an agreement form. The agreement form is basically I understand what this is, and I'm signing up to go. And then the applicant statement it's 300 words about why. So I wrote this, my rough draft was about 600 words, and I told my English teacher, I went to my, one of my favorite English teachers, and I told her, I was like, you have to help me cut this down, because this is over double the amount, and I don't know what to take out. And she was like, okay. And bless her, I love her so much. She totally did it for me, and we got my applicant statement cut down. So that's a part of it. It's saying why you want to do it and like what you can believe you can bring to the experience. I wrote about where I'm from, how that like abroad, obviously I'm not from England, how my abroad background can contribute to the program, and also like obviously my deep-rooted love for reading and writing, because that's just like a huge part of my life and stuff. So yeah, that was a bit about what I wrote for that. And then the other part of the application is teacher references. So my English teacher that I already talked about, she filled it out. You don't actually get to see what they write about you. She, like, later when I told her I got her in, she's like, I told them you were the perfect candidate. And I was like, thank you. I was like shocked. But then yeah, and then I had her and my like English teacher from this year fill out a reference for me. And then yeah, you basically just submit it. It was not that long of an application process, and I literally submitted it, and the next day, like I submitted it at like nighttime, and the next day, like after lunch when I was in school, I got an email saying I got in. So they get back to you fast. Like I was not expecting that. I freaked out. It still honestly kind of hasn't set in yet, because like I know I'm going, but like I don't really, you know, because I don't know. I feel like it's only going to set in when I'm actually like on the plane and going. But yeah, so that's just a bit about the application process. It obviously costs a lot of money, and I am eternally grateful to my parents for everything they've given me, including these opportunities, and the fact that I can even do this stuff, and they're supportive and encouraging means the world to me, especially in a kind of like unsure, you know, like writing and being an author isn't exactly a stable career, and they just have so much faith in me, and I'm forever grateful about that. So now I'm just going to be talking a little bit about like how I got to this point. This is the part of the video where it's like how to get involved, how to build your writing portfolio, I can't speak, as a high schooler. So some stuff that I do, and this is just a lot that I've been doing since freshman year. So first, when I was in freshman year, I joined all the writing clubs I could, because I was like, I gotta get in, you know, with these people. So with ours, we have a newspaper, which I'm a part of. We have a book club, which I'm a part of. And this year, I actually got the privilege of being a co-president of. And then we also have a publication where it's like a, honestly, most of the work you do for the club is like putting together the publication, but it's a publication of like art and media for the school. And I put something in there last year, and I'm gonna be working on a piece to put in there this year. But yeah, and then we recently this year created a fourth writing club, but that's something I'll talk about in a sec. So basically, I would recommend for getting involved is doing all of that stuff, just any opportunity you can that seems interesting to you. I mean, I am a rare case where I think I know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, who knows? You know, I might look back on this YouTube channel and be like, I'm not an author. I'm not going to school for that. But at this moment, I've wanted to do this my whole life, and I'm very passionate about it. So I'm just going to try my absolute hardest. And if I change my mind, then I guess that's what happens. So first recommendation, join a bunch of clubs. And then second, about how I develop my writing is I just write. And if you're a writer, you know how difficult that is, because the easiest part is being like, I'm going to write something, or like having an idea for it. But you just have to make time for it. For me, like, I don't know, I'm a busy person. I do sports, I do, school, like everyone else. I mean, I'm not special. I'm just saying that it's like just another thing you have to implement into your schedule. So for me, right now, I'm trying to prioritize writing the rough draft of my novel that I'm working on right now. It's like a fantasy project. I'm very interested in it, and I have a tendency to jump between projects, so I'm really trying to stick with it and keep myself on track. My aim is to have the rough draft done by summer, and who knows, I think if it's like, and then take the rough draft to writing camp with me. So yeah, I don't know. My second advice for just like developing your writing portfolio and career is to create as much as you can. And if you're an author, you're probably like, but also as an author, you probably know how hard it is, because I don't always have the motivation to do it, and I'll just be putting off chapters sometimes. Like I'm, writing it, or even like having a plot and stuff like that. So it's just something you got to do, and the more you write, the better it gets, because like I literally look through my Google Drive and I cringe at the stuff I used to write, and I can't even talk about it. Okay, and then my last advice on building your career and portfolio, I guess, as like a writer, you know, in high school, or just, yeah, I guess this applies to loosely to any profession, but this is more specifically writing, is to create opportunities for yourself. Something that is a great example of this is our school. There was a teacher that was putting out an announcement about a creative writing club, like, hey, I want to do a writer's workshop. And I came to him and I was like, please, this is perfect. And then my friend came with me as well, and I was like, let us help you. Like, please let us found this with you, because this is something that is a dream come true for me. And even though the opportunity was provided to me by the teacher, I really have tried to help out and, you know, take an active role in the club, because it's something that's very important to me. And especially being like a founder of something, you want to create something that will be at the school for a while. And if you're not totally comfortable with founding something in your high school, or you just don't like your high school, because high school's hard, I get it. Maybe creating opportunities like outside. Something I've been really looking forward to do is moving, or not looking forward to do, but is a great idea that I've been talking about, like with my family, because they came up with the idea kind of, is to maybe do a more incorporative like book club with like older people, or do like volunteer work to do with that. I found a really awesome charity that I hope to do over the summer when I have more time to help volunteer and like organize books, teach kids how to read, stuff like that. And just creating the opportunities for yourself and going after them, because there are so many, and it's hard when you're like in high school and you're thinking about all your tests to think like forward and to the future. But for me, I just kind of have at least a little idea of what I'm interested in, what I want to do. So stuff like creating a club or applying to this program, which is another opportunity that I kind of created for myself by being interested in it and going after it and filling out the application. It's just going to be invaluable. I feel like I'm just so excited. And yeah, I guess that's it. I hope some of this advice was helpful to you. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about my writing journey and this new exciting news of this program over the summer. I'm definitely going to be filming a series about that, maybe more like vlog style, or just taking you guys along and showing you guys what it's like, because I personally want to have a record of it, and also I feel like it would just be a very helpful resource of people maybe, you know, interested in pursuing the camp and stuff like that, and just taking you guys along with me. That's in the summer, so it's still a while away, but I wanted to put the news out there and kind of talk a little bit about my writing, because I feel like I kind of mostly just do book commentary. I don't really talk about the other side of my like interest in the literary world. And yeah, that's what this video is. If you want to hear more like writing, maybe tips, advice. I mean, I'm literally like, I'm young, don't get me wrong, but the best thing I have done for myself, I think, in this whole time, like journey of just writing, journey sounds so cringy, but you know what I mean, is just always working at it. Because whether it was my Charcoal the Penguin book from like 2nd grade to my now novel that I'm working very passionately on and trying to get like make some steps on, it's just all the work I can think about in between then that I worked on to move from charcoal to novel. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this video, some of this advice. It was a bit shorter than normal. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.